Hi, my name's Beth Burgess, author of The Recovery Formula, The Happy Addict and Instant Wisdom. And today we're going to talk about how to balance your brain in order to achieve better mental health and a better recovery if you're struggling with addiction or overcoming addiction. And it's going to be a little bit of brain science to begin with, and then some solutions of how you can actually use this at the end. It's really powerful stuff, so please listen. Okay, so most of us know from high school science class that we have both a right and a left hemisphere in the brain, so we've got two different sides of the brain, and that the left controls the right side of your body, and vice versa. So most people are aware of that, but not a lot of people are aware actually of the functions of each side, as well as movement, for example. So many people sort of have this idea that you can be like right-brained and that means that you're great at art, or you're left-brained and that you're great at maths. That's actually not the case, quite. not really that simple. What the right side is actually the side that develops first when you are young. When you're a little, before the age of 5, that's the side that develops first, and it's quite a simplistic side in a lot of ways. It sort of feels things, but doesn't, name them. It doesn't have names. It's pre-verbal, basically. So this is how it developed when you were a baby, before you could even talk. But it doesn't sort of label things. It's very involved in emotions, but not sort of explaining what the emotions are, for example. Whereas the left side is more, it's all about kind of logic and stories, and it does have words. It's verbal. So this is an interesting thing. When you have trauma, which a lot of people who develop mental health problems or addictions do, it actually gets stuck in the right side of the brain. And the right side of the brain has no sense of time. This is why you can get PTSD, basically. It's kind of stuck in your right side, where it feels like whatever's happened is still happening. There is no sense of yesterday that happened, or it happened 10 years ago. This is what flashbacks are. It's like it's still happening, it's still happening. Whereas the left side will be able to tell a story of what happened. So there's a couple of reasons why it's really important to kind of use both sides of the brain, because obviously if you're just stuck on the one side, which just keeps on running the same patterns, and has maybe negative emotions stuck there, feelings of unsafety, insecurity, things like that. You obviously need in some way to mediate that with the left side, which is the side which develops when you're older, and that's able there then to make more sense of sort of things. And in some ways, I mean, I think it was Josh Corder I heard describe it, addiction, as trying to solve a right brain problem with using your left brain, which basically is that sort of thing of going, oh, I'm in pain with the right brain, and then the left brain going, let's get things and drink and that will help, So it's kind of like it's not a balanced way to do things. A much more balanced way and better for your mental health generally, as well as your recovery, is to use both sides of your brain. That's where you'll make your best decisions. That's where you'll actually, be able to sort of stick with recovery, improve your mental health, all of that. Okay, so how do you do that then? How do you integrate these two sides of the brain? It's actually quite simple. Um, Basically, there's a few things that you can do physically. Anything which uses both sides of your body. So something like cycling. Juggling is fantastic because juggling actually also causes a crossover. It links the two because you're crossing over between them across the corpus callosum, which basically connects the two sides. So juggling is fantastic. Cycling, but doing anything with your hands. Even, I mean, if you've ever done anything like EMDR, you know how effective that is. And that's just literally moving your eyes from one side to the other. So it's sort of involving both sides of the body. But you can, again, just doing something like tapping on your knee, just tapping on your knee, using different sides. All of that will do it. A really, really, really good one, if you're into meditation, is to do a body scan. Body scan is probably the best way of doing this because it's not just, you know, going for a cycle. I mean, going for a cycle is great if you enjoy that, but meditation has been shown to have so many other brilliant benefits that a body scan is actually a great method of doing this. So if you don't know how to do a body scan, what you basically do is you bring your awareness to your body. So you're kind of focusing your awareness on your body. And it's important you do it sort of, you know, you go down your arms, not just feeling down your arms basically with your awareness. Do it down your legs. I do have some body scan MP3s on my website. I'll leave a link below so you can check them out if you want. So you've got guided ones on there. But it's really important, obviously, if you're doing the body scan, to include both sides of the body. So you might want to, if you're more right-brained, you might want to sort of start practicing a bit more with the left, and if you're sort of leaning towards the left, you might want to start with the right. But the idea is that you manage eventually to do both sides. So you might want to do one side first and then the other side, but then you try and do them together. So you're just doing it together. So that's a really, really great tip. So there's also brain integration vertically, which is from your prefrontal cortex to your spinal cord. I might make another video about that if you're interested, because again, that's integrating that will really, really help your mental health, strengthen your recovery if that's what you're in. So I might, if you're interested in that. But anyway, for the meantime, please do try some of these techniques because they're really helpful. And you know, it will strengthen your whole character, your ability to make sensible decisions and also to feel better. So please do try it. All right, lovely talking to you. I will catch up with you soon. Thanks very much. Bye.